Yeah, get it on. No choice but to get it on. Mandate, get it on. Sitting here in the, I don't know, hoity-toity hotel in beautiful Los Angeles, up here in a suite, and about to interview Laurence Fishburne, Matt Dillon, and Columbus Short, all starring in the new movie Armored. Shall we start with Laurence Fishburne? And I love a caper movie.
Yeah, heist movie. I'd never done a heist movie before, so it was, when I got the script, I was like, "Ooh, it's the heist movie," because I sit there often watching, cable TV at home, and
sure,
a heist movie comes on, and I always would sit there and go, "I haven't done one of those."
Yeah,
I want to do one of those.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's a good point. Which is, I don't. It's nice to be in that position to go, I haven't done one of those. Even if you haven't done one of those, at least it means you've done other things.
I've done other things, which I haven't done a Western. I would love to do one of those, too.
And what about a musical? You've done a musical?
I haven't done a musical either.
Would you like to do one of those?
I would like to do one of those, too.
Well, get your bucket list together in your head.
Right, and I haven't done a whole lot of comedy either, so, there's still a lot of stuff that I haven't done that I.
Well, do you want to do you want to do some comedy?
Of course. Oh, absolutely.
Everyone wants to do comedy, right?
Yeah, but comedy's hard.
Yeah, I know.
Being funny is not as easy as it looks.
I know, but this is. In a way, do you feel like, I don't want to say punished, but you do such a good job in The Matrix and all the other movies that you do where you play a heavy, and now you get forced to play a heavy, and in a way,
I asked to play the heavy. In this, I was asked to play another part. Mm-hmm. The part that Milo Ventimiglia plays is the part that they offered me. Mm-hmm. But I just thought, that's not so much fun as the knucklehead that I get to play in the movie.
But once you do a good job of playing the heavy, then you get more offers of playing the heavy.
You get the offers to play the heavy, but then, sometimes it switches and you get to play heroic guys. I mean, the guy I'm playing on CSI, for example, is, the smart, cerebral, sort of crime-solving super brainiac.
But you don't get the Inspector Clouseau offers.
Not yet. I think for me, what'll have to happen is I'll have to sort of gently approach the comedy thing and gently bring the audience along and let them see, my lighter side, my sense of humor, and bring them along in that way, because they're accustomed to sort of the heavy kind of cerebral kind of, guy.
But, there's nothing better. It's sort of like when De Niro did Analyze This or Analyze That or whatever. Everyone loves it when these are, or Meet the Fockers or whatever it is. They love to see a guy play heavy for, the better part of his career and then do some crazy role. Even like Leslie Nielsen when he did all the Naked Gun stuff.
Yeah, the Naked Gun stuff and the airplane stuff. But that's exactly it. I mean, De Niro sort of started moving in the comic direction with Midnight Run, where he's still sort of a heavy,
right?
But he gently brought the audience into the sort of the sense of humor and the lighter side of his work.
Well, you've been acting for 30 years?
Let's try. It'll be 40 years in about 2 years.
Really?
Yeah.
And you started at the age of 10.
I started at the age of 10. So yeah, I'll be 50 in 2 years. So almost 40 years.
And Apocalypse Now at 14. That seems insane to me.
It is. It is insane.
And so now, how did it start? I mean, whose idea was it?
It wasn't mine. It certainly wasn't my idea. I mean, I just kind of, it was really kind of an accident. It was a happy accident. Yeah, it's a happy accident.
Have you ever, now, I'm trying to kind of do the Laurence Fishburne math, but between Apocalypse Now and today, has there ever been a dry spell?
Sure, yeah. Right after Apocalypse Now.
That's what I was trying to think.
Right after Apocalypse Now, I couldn't get a job. I couldn't get hired for like 15 months.
15 months?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah. You were almost 16 years of age.
I was 18.
Oh, you're 18.
Because I started the picture when I was 14. I got the picture when I was 14. I had my 15th birthday and my 16th birthday while we were making the film on location in the Philippines.
Wow.
The movie was released like a week after my 17th birthday. So between 17, 18, and 19, it was a very dry period for me.
And then what hit at 19 or 20?
At 19, I got another job with the great Francis Coppola. He actually did a movie called Rumblefish, and he died a movie in that with Matt, which is the first time that Matt and I worked together.
Now, by the way, being 14 and shooting Apocalypse Now, being exposed to the kind of material you're being exposed to, even though you're an actor, you're still sort of living it. Was that did that leave an imprint on your mind?
The best possible answer to that is that experience is really what shapes the individual that sits before you now. This guy. You all right?
I'm all right.
Okay.
Yeah. But how about getting out of the gate and working with Francis Ford Coppola?
You know, I had the arrogance of youth. So it was, in my mind, I wasn't working with him. He was working with me.
Right. Sure.
In my mind, I was like, "Come on, you old man, let's go."
Yeah.
What are you waiting for? Like Marlon Brando's in the movie, and I'm thinking, this guy needs cue cards. What? He can't remember his lines? What? Come on.
Wow. And how long were you in? I don't know. Did you shoot? Was it shot in Vietnam or where was it shot?
No, it was shot in the Philippines.
In the Philippines. How long were you physically there for?
The better part of 2 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
And were you emancipated, or did you have?
No, my mother was with me. My mother came with me.
Did you have to have a teacher on the set?
My mother was a teacher.
Oh, really?
So my mother was my teacher, and my mother.
Insane.
Yeah, it was great. It was great.
So anyway, then off to Rumblefish.
Rumblefish in 81, 80 with Matt.
Never had a day job then. Is that safe to say? I mean,
yes.
You have?
No, I haven't.
Yes, you haven't.
I have not had a day job.
You've never had a day gig?
Ever.
Wow.
Nope.
Wow.
No, I'm very lucky.
I wouldn't call it luck.
I would.
You would?
Yeah.
But don't you hate it when people do that thing where they go, oh, here today, gone tomorrow, or, this business, they give it to you and then they take it away? You're skilled. That's why you're working.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. I'm blessed. I have been blessed with talent. I have tried to take care of it. I have tried to take what I do seriously. I don't take myself seriously. I think people kind of, confuse the idea that because I play serious people,
right,
that I take myself seriously, and I don't. I used to be called Larry, and now I'm called Laurence. And I think some people were like, well, what's the matter with Larry? Larry's just not my name anymore, and it doesn't feel like me.
Plus, Larry the Cable Guy fucked that up.
Okay,
too,
right?
For everyone named Larry.
Right?
There should be a class action lawsuit for guys named Larry.
Come on.
That fat hillbilly.
Exactly.
Screwing your name up.
He's a funny dude, though, man.
Yeah, but historically, Larry Tate and Larry the Cable Guy, there's been a lot of bad Larrys.
There's been a lot of bad Larrys. And then,
there's Lawrence of Arabia.
There's Lawrence of Arabia, there's Laurence Olivier. There's Laurence Fishburne.
So there's a million good Lawrences and a lot of shitty Larrys.
See what I mean?
So I'd go with Lawrence, too.
that's...
I might change my name to Lawrence.
You think? Lawrence Corolla?
I feel like I could get some work if I was Lawrence Corolla.
I don't know. You look more like a Lancelot to me.
Lancelot Corolla. Who's starring in that Harvey Korman film?
You got the
Lancelot Corolla.
You got the great, you got the eyebrows and you got the hair. You got a kind of a Lancelot feeling.
I like that.
I do too.
Lancelot.
Can we get him a Lance?
Lancelot Olivier Corolla.
That's what I'm talking.
I could work with that name.
That flows.
Listen, I feel like there is a lot to the names. Like, God bless Minnie Driver, but if her name was Fran Hirschberg, I don't think she'd be working as much. I think people like her name. I think they like Minnie Driver.
But Minnie's got a great face, and she's a really, really gifted woman.
I know there's a lot of good actresses out there. I just feel like if that name just pushes her over the top.
It does. Because her name's Minnie, and she's Amazonian inside.
Yeah, it's ironic. Yeah. Like calling a fat guy Stretch. So always funny. So Armored, give us a quick synopsis.
So basically,
of the movie.
Armored is this heist movie. It's these guys, just regular working class guys that work at this armored car company, and they get it in their mind that it's a good idea to go and rob the company, and of course everything turns to poop.
Sure.
Yeah.
And the I'm guessing there's some infighting. The guys turn against each other.
There's lots of infighting.
Yeah.
The whole I guess there's 7 or 8 guys, and slowly but surely, our plan falls apart, and we all begin to turn on each other.
I love that.
And we're trapped in this huge sort of abandoned factory with these armored cars, lots of money, guns, and the clock is ticking.
Right.
Before the police or before the armored car company realizes that we've taken off with the money.
Well, let's go from 4 really big, heavy, bulletproof wheels to 2 wheels.
Okay,
I was reading
cool.
here that you ride bikes.
I ride motorcycles.
And that you have this sort of Guggenheim motorcycle club.
I am one of the members of a club called the Guggenheim Motorcycle Club, which is a motorcycle club that was founded by a man named Tom Krenz, who was running the Guggenheim Museum in New York many years ago. He created a show called The Art of the Motorcycle.
Oh, yeah, that was on Exhibit 8 years ago.
Right, it was traveling
like
all around the world, and basically it was the most successful show that the Guggenheim ever had. They had more visitors at the museum than they'd ever had.
Wow!
So to coincide with the show,
but more stabbings as well. To be
exactly,
fair.
exactly, beatings.
Yes, I remember
arrests.
that. It was, I don't know when it was.
It was back
2002 or something.
Well, it started I think around 97, and then it went everywhere. I mean, it was in Vegas, in their branch in Vegas, and it was in their new branch in Bilbao, in Spain.
Right.
So he put together this club to sort of coincide with the show that was basically peopled by movie stars and billionaires.
And you ride bikes from motorcycles, I should say. For clarity, you go on museum runs.
We go on museum rides, exactly. We went to the Hermitage Museum in Russia, for example. We did the Bilbao Museum in Bilbao, Spain. We did. They did a ride at a museum in Vegas, for example.
So, are you riding the sort of BMW cross country types of bikes?
We ride all kinds of BMW bikes. BMW generally sponsors the rides, or they're part sponsorship of the ride. So they supply us with the bikes, and we fly ourselves to whatever destination. A map, a ride is planned around the museum, and we just go.
Wow,
it's cool.
It's it's a little more evolved than Sturgis.
Yeah,
I would have.
It's not exactly Daytona or Sturgis,
right?
But it is fun.
I just think that sounds like the coolest thing in the world.
It's great, man.
How many guys usually are on the ride?
It's generally, if the smaller rides, there may be like a half a dozen of us. The larger rides can be anywhere from like 50 people to 150 people. The ride we did in Russia, there was like 150 riders. Then the ride they did in Vegas had like 200 riders.
Wow, what a goddamn life
no,
you
it's
lead,
killing.
Larry Fishburne.
It's killing. Did you just call me Larry?
That's Laurence. Never worked an honest day in his life.
Oh, no, I worked. I still work. See, the thing is, people don't get...
I know it's work.
It's work.
I know it's work. It's work with a buffet. Most work.
It's definitely
most jobs
work.
Don't have a buffet.
It's definitely work with perks. Definitely. Right. Yeah, it's definitely work with perks.
Laurence Fishburne. I know we're out of time. Great job.
Thank you, man.
I'm going to
nice
go see this movie this evening.
Thank you, man. I hope you dig it.
I will dig it just because you're in it.
Oh, thanks, man.
And I'll start writing a comedy for you.
For me and Matt.
Thanks, love.